All right, happy Monday, party people. You know what time it is. We're going to talk about the last one, I think. Maybe this is the last one. Maybe there's one more. Okay, we're going to talk about a couple of decks that you can play as a budget player right now, right before the new expansion, The Great Dark Beyond, happens. I've got 7 decks today. These might last us for the next couple of days, next 2 weeks, I think, before the new set launches. Remember, we're going to be able to play the new cards pretty soon, much sooner than that. I think it's the 29th. That's this coming week. That's this week. So we'll probably not be on the ladder too much. We'll probably be stuck in Arena, which is a good thing to be stuck in Arena for this experience because we get to play the new cards. Yeah, let's go into just some of it right now. You see the win rates: Mage, Shaman, Paladin, Hunter. Doesn't shock me. Shaman, the only thing good for a budget player right now. There's an Elemental Shaman that's less than 5,000 dust, and all of these decks that we're talking about today is less than 5,000 dust with over a 50% win rate. If you're new here, and if you're new here, please like, comment, and subscribe so we can keep on doing this. Okay. Rogue, not doing that great. Priest, not doing that great. Demon Hunter, there's only one good deck right now for Demon Hunter, and that's Pirate Demon Hunter. We're going to talk about it. And then the rest are just middle of the road type of thing. You know, there's only four classes above 50% right now. I also want to thank hsreplay.net for, letting me have all this awesome information for me to be able to have these videos for you. It just makes the work that I'm doing on these just so much easier. So, yeah, looking at the last 7 days, we're going to do bronze through gold. We're going to do all regions. It's Rainbow Shaman, like I said. Well, there's Rainbow Shaman. You could play it, but it's like 8, 9, 10,000 dust. Big Spell Mage. It's also pretty expensive. Secret Hunter. I believe we have a Secret Hunter. Recently, yeah, we're going to talk about Secret Hunter. Handbuff Paladin is just the GOAT in terms of what it is. The only reason I'm not talking about Handbuff Paladin is we have 7 decks to talk about, but Handbuff, below 1,000 dust, it's a great deck that you can climb, at least through gold. With a little bit of refinement, you can go all the way to legend with that. And then, yeah, Elemental Shaman, like I said, there's 1 or 2 good decks below 5,000 dust that are pretty high. And then you got a bunch of tier 2s. And, we've talked about a couple of tier 2s. We're actually going to talk about Spell Token Hunter today. So there's a lot of options for you to play. And like I say, each and every time there are classes. Each class has at least 1 deck below 5,000 dust, I believe. No. Each class has at least 1 deck that you can, go as high as you want in the ladder. It's going to cost you an arm and a leg. So let's go over first one. And we haven't talked about Treant Druid in a long time. This is at 2,480 dust. It's right there at 50%, 50.2 if you will. So it'll win you some games. Is it going to win you all the games? No. This one really fell out of favor the past 30, 60 days, 45 days. And it's just simple treants. You're just building up a wall of treants and then, working to use Drum Circle to give them +2, +4 in taunt, and then cultivation to also give them +2, +2, and this will cost less. It's just building treants. And then you also have, the addition of Tide Pupil helps you a bit because it can find you those spells that you can, you've cast, and you can create another, cultivation, another Drum Circle. So you could do some stuff with this, and it's super cheap, 2,480 dust. It's not bad, but it's not gonna get you past bronze, past gold, I would say. There's just too much out there that's busted right now. Handbuff Death Knight is the next one. 3,480 dust. In terms of playstyle, my playstyle this is my favorite deck that I've been talking about for the past 2 months on these budget videos. I like Death Knight. I love the Handbuff mechanic. I love Amateur Puppeteer, one of my favorite cards. I love the fact that it's a +2, +2. I love the fact that it's miniaturized, so you get another smaller one. I love it with Yelling Yodeler. Trigger friendly minions death rattle twice. You'll make those in your hand crazy. You could do this combo of Amateur Puppeteer and Yelling Yodeler once or twice, and then your opponent just quits because they know what's in the board. Hollowhound is another one. Listen, it doesn't matter what your health is, because you buff this 3-4 times, you'll be able to get your health all back at the same time. Don't forget also Renathal's in here. So you could sit there and throw Renathal in, put a couple other minions in there, and make a 40 card version of this that just absolutely smokes your opponent. And then there's just stuff to keep on board, keep with the, corpses. Lesser spell stones is going to give your undead as well in hand +1/+2, or if you gain corpses, it's going to upgrade it. It's just very easy to pilot as well. You also have Sickly Grime Walker. If you summon an undead, give it poisonous. Nerubian Swarm Guard, summon 2 copies of this minion. Imagine how it is after it's been hand buffed. It's just really tough. If you're not beating your opponent, if your opponent's playing Handbuff Death Knight, or if they're playing you or whatnot, if they don't beat you after turn 6, turn 7, there's going to be some really heavy minions on the board. It's going to be tough to do. Really strong deck. 3,480 dust with a 58.9% win rate. Next up, Spellburst Rogue. You can see here, and I'm bringing this up. I think we've mentioned this now for 3 weeks straight now. I just want to say the popularity is just growing. Just more people are starting to get into it. The win rate is going up a little bit more. It was at 49% last week, and now it's at, no, wait, that was not last week. Okay, so it was like 37%, and then it's going up to 59%. So it's good here. 3,780 dust with a 52.4% win rate. And it's just essentially that you're building out your Bargain Bin Buccaneer with the Nexus Prince Shafar, and you're using Raiding Party to grab those. You're using Dubious Purchase to make your weapon crazy. You want your weapon to be super crazy, as well as you want your Bargain Bin Buccaneer to be strong as well. You also have Dart Throw, which does 2 damage. Get a coin. You'll need a coin. It has Breakdance. Return a friendly minion to your hand. Summon a dancer with its stats and rush. This is a broken card. This is going to be a broken, where this card is not going anywhere. So with the new expansion, there's some nuttiness happening for the Great Dark Beyond, and Breakdance is going to be part of that equation. If you don't have it and you're looking to craft something and Rogue is your jam, you might want to craft it because it's not going anywhere. It's going to be useful for you. So it's pretty easy to pilot, if you will. There's not a lot of minions. You're just using those minions to, get on board. Craziness abounds. This game goes, 7 turns, 6.9 minutes. It's very, very fast. Secret Hunter is next. Secret Hunter is very consistently good for the past 2-3 weeks, almost the entire month. Almost the entire month has been pretty consistent. This is at 3,840 dust with a 63.7% win rate, and it's just secrets. It's just secrets, using secrets to screw up your opponent's, hand and board and what they're doing, what they're trying to put out. And then you have Ziliax that's going to do some fun stuff. You have Mantle Shaper, which is going to be cheap. Starstrung Bow will be super awesome for you to use. So in the theory craft, Hunter was very powerful. One of the guys that came in and watched the theory craft with me helped craft a couple of Hunter decks, and Hunter is fun. Hunter has a secret version running around with some of the new cards, so I think Secret Hunter will be powerful. I think there's going to be some version of Secret Hunter that's going to be very strong. So if you already have a lot of these cards, I think it'll be beneficial for you to play this, get used to some of these pieces, because there's going to be some nutty stuff for Secret Hunter. I think it's going to continue to be strong. I'm hoping it's just, a low cost deck. And of course, we're going to talk about it as soon as the cards, as soon as the expansion launches, we're going to talk about it. Next up, Spell Token, and it's almost the same. It's not almost the same thing. I think there's going to be a Spell Token type of thing. This one's not as strong right now. It's at 63.2%, but the play rate is just, the popularity is nothing here. 3,880 dust. And we've talked about this one before. You're trying to get your 3/1 worms to be stronger. You've got bananas, you've got miracle salesman, you've got the snakes. You're trying to get some stuff easily on board, and then you'll be able to do some fun stuff with it, with Observer of Myths, Camouflage Mount, RC Rampage. There's some fun stuff you can do with it. You're just building a small, you're building a board. You're not building a small board. You're building a board of small minions, and then you can make them stronger and then just hit your opponent in the face several times. It has Ziliax in it, and Ziliax has Haywire, deal 3 damage to your hero, and then ticking costs 1 less for each minion. That doesn't make any sense why it would be Haywire. Why does it have Haywire? That just doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah. Mess around with Ziliax. You could do 1/1s. You know, the 1/1 piece. I can't see why that would be anything other than, you know, give your minions +1/+1. Don't listen to this all the time. Don't listen to this all the time. Win rates are above 50% and have been since the 10th of October. So it's pretty consistent. It hasn't dipped down, and probably that, you know, 9th of October was just some anomaly that way. You'll be in pretty good shape. And this is, like I said, 3,880 dust. Next up, Big Spell Mage. 4,480 dust. It's got a 52.2% win rate. It's one of the most popular decks that are being played right now. It's not going anywhere. The win rate went down drastically, but that could be a complete anomaly. Yeah, I think that's just a daily stats anomaly there. It's at 57.57% in terms of win rate, and then this is a normal overall win rates at 52%. We know what this one's doing. We've talked about this one several times. You know, you're trying to get your tsunamis out and your sunset volleys out as cheap as possible with Portal Mancer Skyla. These cards have been nerfed multiple times. You know, Tsunami, I think, just got another nerf just recently, within like 10 days ago. So I'm not a fan of the deck, but I know a lot of them are playing them. And if you look at the popularity of the entire meta right now, yeah, Big Spell Mage is at a total of 16.77%. So Big Spell Mage and then Earthen Paladin. Earthen Paladin, I would love to talk about, but I don't think it's good for a budget player. And then last, we're going to talk about, even though it's lowest on one of the lowest ones on the totem pole, Pirate Demon Hunter. Pirate Demon Hunter is 4,560 dust. It's got a 60% win rate. The reason I'm saying it's so good is because the match duration is 5.7 minutes. It's really super easy for you to steamroll your opponent because you're only doing one thing. You're working to get your pirates on board, and then those other pieces to where you can treasure distributor to make them +1 attack, adrenaline fiend that's going to give your hero +1 attack. You're going to have multiple pirates on board with, you know, the sigil of skydiving. You also have the dangerous cliffs location that creates those, and it's all got charge. You know, you also have Metamorphosis that does 5 damage at a time. Your opponent needs to react, or it's not going to know what hit them. It's just going to be 1 minute. It's just all done, all finished. I was playing this one to get through one of the event achievements, and, you know, I was winning certain games on turn 4. You know, turn 3, they already had 3/4 of their life gone. I didn't win consistently, though. Like, every once in a while, I'd sit there, and, you know, I thought I was doing it, and then it was just the minions that are on their opponent's board. If they're big, or if you don't have anything that's going to go ahead and, you know, let your opponent, if your opponent has a taunt, it's going to be a problem. You know, this one does not have, and there is versions of this deck that has Cain in it, that, you know, negates the taunt. So if you feel like you're really having problems with taunt minions, put Cain Sun Fury. I believe it's core, so you should be good to go that way. And that's really it. I'm going to put all the deck codes in the description. I do that. You know that. We're all good there. And yeah, let me know what you're most excited for the expansion. What decks you want me to focus on, or what classes you want me to focus on as a budget player for the new expansion when the cards come out on November 5th. See you in the next video.